What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I got a 2009 BMW 328i N52 motor 3.0. So this car has been parked for a few months and it stopped running at one point, so no crank, no start. When I got the car, it was parked outside, and when I opened the hood, there was rat poop everywhere. So I kind of knew that it might be a wiring issue, chewed up wires. So I'm gonna show you the process of how I diagnosed it and what I found, and then we're gonna get to repairing it. So let's get started. Alright, so our number one suspect being the starter. I pulled the starter diagram. I'll post a clear picture for you guys. Here we got the starter, and we got two wires coming to the starter. One is red, which is the main power coming from the terminal, and then the second one is the wire coming from a module called car access system, which is located under the steering wheel on the left side of the steering wheel. This wire right here changes colors, so it comes to basically a plug, and black comes to the plug, and then from the plug it becomes white and goes to the starter. So what I did was, first I checked continuity from this to this plug right here. I'm going to show you where the plug is. So I had continuity here, and then what I did was I checked continuity from there to the starter, and I had no continuity. And when I cleaned the car up, because it was full of basically leaves and stuff, I found out that the wire right here has been chewed up and it's broken. So we'll get out there and I'll show you. Alright, so the module is located right here, and as you can see, I took out the cover to probe it, but this is where it is. It's a black wire going to the pin number 22. So it's right there. That's the one. That's your OBD port for reference, and that's where it is. And it's this black wire. There's two wires, fat wires. One is red, one is black. So that black wire gets out from here. This is where I check continuity from. From here I plugged in from here. All the way down to this green plug right here. So it's this white wire right there. So it comes all the way down here as black wire down there, and then from this plug on it becomes white. So this white wire goes from here all the way down to the starter. Alright, so I don't know if you can see, but the plug I'm talking about is right there. So I unplugged it already, so I can give it power to get it started, to bring it in, because I didn't want to push the car. But we're gonna give it a shot again so you guys can see. Alright, so the key on the car is on. I have this jumper connected to the negative over here on the car, and then this side I got a long, basically a piece of metal that has a curve, so I can have the angle to give it power. So if I connect this here, and that's how I was able to pull it in the garage from outside. But obviously now we gotta take the intake out to repair the wires underneath, because I saw a few other wires that we chewed up. Alright, we're gonna start with the cover right here, which is a 5mm Allen, and then we're gonna take the air ducting out, which are held by two 10mm right here. And by the way, all that stuff I've taken off already, so they're fairly easy. They're like 8mm all around. We have one more right here. We got two clips right in front of here holding these up, so right here, two clips right here. And then you got two T20 Torx. One right here, one more right here. Got a regular screwdriver for the boot. Now we got the plug right here, needs to come up. Alright, we're gonna remove the rest of the boot out. Alright, next we're gonna disconnect this rod right here, which is E18 down there and an E14 right here. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect this hose right here. And then I'm gonna move the power steering reservoir to the side. These are again 10mm. Alright, here we got a few plugs, few vacuum lines right here. I'm gonna set those aside. I'm gonna remove this out, move it to the side. Get rid of this. Right, up next, I'm gonna disconnect the throttle body and remove the throttle body out. Alright, so 4 10mm bolts on the throttle body. Alright, so down here I got a hose right there that I'm going to remove, and then this bracket right here that's holding all these wirings, it's held by two T27 Torx, one right here, one more on the other end. So we're gonna get that out and just push it to the side. Alright, so our bracket is loose too. Leave this on the side. Alright, next we got this box right here. It's held by T25, but there's a bracket right here that's basically looks like it's on one of the bolts, so now this should just come out. We're gonna lay this on the side. Just look around and whatever hose you see, get them pretty much disconnected from the intake. One hose up here, down here. There was another electric one, the one with the red tag. So I think we're almost ready to start taking off the 10 millimeters up here. So oxygen sensors go through it, so we're gonna have to remove these, just the plugs. Alright, so we're pretty much ready to pull the intake out, and intake bolts are all 10 millimeters. I'm gonna unplug this just so I have clearance right here. Alright, so we got a hose underneath it that's connected, so we're gonna have to get that out. Alright, so that hose, those hoses that go all the way to the back of the engine over there, it's much easier to take it out from here than over there, so I'm gonna just disconnect them from here since I have a plier, and it'll at least work over here. Over there there's no space whatsoever. Alright, I think that's enough room for us to work. We don't have to completely take it apart. These were the two hoses I was talking about. Right here. Much easier to remove from here than that end over there. So, you see all the rat poop. It's everywhere. And that's the wire they chewed. And then there's a lot more damage than I thought. We have a knock sensor that's been chewed up. We got another knock sensor right here that's chewed up. So we'll go ahead and address all this before we put it back together. And that's our starter wire. Luckily this is a harness, so I mean I can still repair it, but if we can get a harness for it, we'll just get a harness for it. It goes and connects to this box that we removed. Alright, so we're gonna do a mini what's it called, damage assessment. So originally we came here to repair a starter wire, but we got a lot more going on. So we got knock sensors, both of them eaten up, and it's crazy how these rats ate exactly on the edge of them, to a point where I can't even, there's no way for me to even resolder this together. This is amazing. Intake manifold flop, look, again, ate it from the right the edge, where I can't do nothing about it. If they ate it from here, okay, I understand, let's put this together, but nope. So we came here to fix a starter wire, and now we got ourselves a lot more going on. This is the second sensor that goes right here. Look, they ate the whole wire. Like this wire, they ate it all. There's no sign of it. Alright, so this harness for the starter, even though it's 2 plugs, looks like a separate harness. BMW doesn't have one that they can sell us. They sell the whole thing together. So this I'm gonna repair, so this is no problem, it's easy, we'll get that done. The knock sensors, can't do nothing about that, so we'll buy new ones of those. And then this guy right here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it apart, I'm gonna depin it, and then see if I can find something that I have here laying around with the same pin, where I can make this a little longer, this part a little longer, so I can clamp it. So that's what we're gonna do. So here you open this, and then if you press on this, you'll hear a click, and then you can pull it out. Now I gotta find one that's like this. I'm sure I have it laying around somewhere, and we'll use that. Alright, so I got this wire out of another harness basically. It's prepped, ready to go. Gonna cut this open. Alright, so the one we found didn't work right, so ended up soldering the old one, and we'll connect right here, call it a day. Alright, so we're good here. This doesn't have much movement, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna be fine. We'll get to fixing this. Then we got new sensors. We'll install those and get ready to put the intake back. Alright, so this wire is soldered to, ready to go for the starter. So we'll tape this. I don't have any of the covers here, so I'm gonna end up using the old one, at least a section of it. Alright, our starter wires is on. We got our intake wire fixed. We're gonna go ahead and change the knock sensors. We're pretty much ready to put the intake back together. Alright, so there's the part number for the knock sensors, Continental brand. And these are part numbers for intake manifold gaskets. So we're gonna remove them, put them on. Alright, so the bolts on the knock sensors are E12. Alright, so these sensors go down here and they connect to a plug right here. So we're gonna go down under this. There's a little pin right here that connects to this. And then throw around. We'll connect here. Alright, so we got new gaskets on the intake manifold. We're pretty much ready to go in. Alright, 2 hoses behind it. Don't forget that. Make sure everything is good here. Alright, let's put the 10mm back. Right, up next, we're gonna put this little hose back on. That goes right there. Alright, next we got this little bracket down here. Alright, up next we got our vent valve right here. Alright, up next is our little bracket. Throttle body is next. Alright, so we got a vacuum somewhere here that goes to the throttle body. There it is. So that's our vacuum to the throttle body. And then we should have a plug somewhere here. There we go. Here it is. Alright. Alright, so we're not done yet, but we have everything that matters connected and dialed in, so we can actually give this a start. Alright, as you can see, we're not done here yet, but I'm not gonna bore you with how to put covers back on. And I'm sure there's another area that the rats chewed, but at least we took care of everything that's underneath the intake and we got the car to start again. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some miles on it, test drive it, and keep an eye on the check engine light to see what's gonna come up and then repair accordingly. But as far as our no crank no start issue goes, we're all set here. So if this was helpful, please hit the like and the subscribe button, and thanks for watching. Take care. Peace.